All right, I am here. I have a horrendous cold, but I'm plugging away. It's the type of cold that it's not bad enough to where you can just, you know, not do any of your responsibilities and just lay in bed. Like I can get through the day. It's difficult, but I can get through it. I got a giant bottle of DayQuil that I'm just taking pulls from. Like I'm some sort of old-timey drunk. Just like, give me another nip. I'm going to have like flasks filled with DayQuil. Just just taking pulls from it to get through the day. That's kind of how it is. But even talking now, my brain's like, dude, don't talk. Put on your glasses, and pretend you're awake and don't be awake. Like, wear your glasses indoors today and just have your eyes shut whenever you can. That's what my brain is telling me right now. But I'm not going to listen. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. Right now, I got a beautiful view of a river, the Platte River, which I don't know if Platte means flat. I don't know. Flat water. It's an Indian thing. I always thought that it would be cool to have your burial. Like, I don't know if the Vikings were buried this way or who, but I know that somewhere in history, people were buried like this, where they were put in a canoe or a boat with a bunch of flammable materials. And then you push them out to the river, and as they're floating down, you shoot flaming arrows up in the air, lob them. They hit the boat, boom, ignites in fire, cremates you on the open water as you float down the river. That would be an awesome burial on the Elkhorn River. Just people have homes and stuff, they're at like these neighborhoods, like riverside lakes, and it's just a body that's ignited on fire floating down. With bagpipes, of course. They can hear bagpipes in the distance. If you're going to have a burial like that, you got to have bagpipes. So it's just a disturbing scene on the internets lately. With this whole Charlie Kirk assassination. Just a, real big, I don't even know the right word. Like, damper, sorrowful, mournful. I don't know. Messed up. The whole thing, people celebrating, doctors, nurses, teachers, the people in just like high important positions, teaching your kids, operating on your clogged arteries, and they're like, this is a good thing. We are glad that he was shot in the neck and killed. That's what they are saying. As of this morning, though, President Trump announced that they have who they believe was the shooter in custody, so we will see how that plays out. But it just makes you go, what is this? How are things going to shake out? They don't seem to be getting any better, Everything just seems to be getting progressively worse and more evil all the time. And it's like, I had a great idea to start like a business for fairs, for flea markets, where you can rent a booth and sell items. There's a great one here in Omaha, Nebraska called Junk Stock, where people refurbish like furniture, have knickknacks, crafts, paddywhacks, places where they give dogs a bone. And I'm like, I got the perfect one. It's kind of like a novelty. My idea. It's where I would sell prison shanks. Like I would make artistic prison shanks. And the business would be called Shank You Very Much. And then, like you could have, like I would have different series. Like they would all be like prison series, but they would be like from different prisons, like San Quentin prison series. So you'd have a lot of like Texas inspired shanks. Find out like what prison is in Arizona. Those would be made with like a lot of turquoise. We could do like throwbacks like Alcatraz, like shanks made out of seashells. I don't know, water themed, who knows? Alligator Alcatraz, shanks made out of alligator teeth. Be a whole thing. And at first I was like, this is, I was joking around, but I'm like, dude, I think people would actually buy my shanks. But, with the way that the world's going, you see it and you want to give up on your dreams. You're like, what's the point? What's the point of opening Shank You Very Much with the world this out of control? But I stand by my fact. I want to push it. Like everyone's calling Charlie Kirk a martyr of, freedom of speech and the American way. No way, man. That guy, he's a Christian martyr. He's a Christian. Before, he was shot when discussing the trans thing. They were like, how many of the mass shooters were trans? It's like too many, blah, 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 boom, shot. But before that, he actually, there's audio of it. He preached in video, he preached the gospel. He basically summed up the entire gospel. Boom. Then he was shot. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Horrific sight, man. Just a horrific, burned into your brain. Like my generation, like I'm 42. We've never seen anything like this, like a political assassination. And then I'm thinking like in this late 60s, all in a row, they got JFK, Martin Luther King, and then RFK. All like that would be wild to have experienced. So yeah, all the people that lived through that are probably having some PTSD right now. Well, it looks like they have a suspect in custody. 22-year-old Tyler Robinson, turned in by his dad. They're saying his dad drove him to the police station and handed him over, which is just wild in itself. I feel like if that dad is a good and decent person, dude, I mean, talk about just gut-wrenching and horrible. Ruined his dad's life, too. Because people are going to be, he's just the whole thing. The whole thing. It's hard to, yeah. Shooting just rocks a divided nation. The headlines, it's just every single one of them. Just going down the road here. What are some other headlines? What else is going on in the world right now? They're saying that after bruised hands, now a droopy face. And I did see a video of that. I think Trump at some sort of 9/11 thing, and his half of his mouth was just drooping over. Like I'm doing it right now, but you can't see me. It's just, where like the lips down. It's almost like it looked like Bill Murray's face in Caddyshack. He's like, hey, da. What is that? I don't know. But so people are saying health concerns there. He's probably tired, man. He's probably tired. Could you be being 80 and never sleeping and dealing with the chaos that is this world? I mean, it is remarkable. I have a cold, and I'm like, just give me a bed. Give me a hospital bed where I can control if it goes up and down and put on The Price is Right, even though I hate that show. I never watched it when I was a kid. Like a lot of people in my generation, when they were homesick, they watched The Price is Right. My wife did. All my friends did. It holds it's a core memory for them. Not for me. Not for me. I did not. I would not watch television because we didn't have a lot of choice. We didn't have any choices. Frankly, like when you stayed home from school, like you were watching VHS tapes. All right. Or The Price is Right. There was only a handful of channels and there was nothing on, no cartoons. Absolutely not. That wasn't until, not during the day, not till, when school was over, would they have that programming. I just had to take a drink of my chemicals there. Take a little nip of my DayQuil. Yeah. So the president says he's going to send National Guard to Memphis. I thought he was doing that in Chicago. Is he still going to send it to Chicago? This is the time when like a lot of people that are in politics around the country start popping up because they're going to be running for president. And then there's the guy, I don't know if he's the mayor or whatever, white, stocky, fat guy from Chicago that looks like a character from SNL's The Bears. He just loves that guy right there, whoever that is. Maybe you know. I don't even know how to look up his name. Loves deep dish. Loves Chicago deep dish pizza. Eats it for every meal. I mean, that guy, you can tell that he sweats hot dog juice. Hot dog juice just comes out of the pores of his neck. You can totally tell. Yeah, you can totally tell. Let's see here. What else is going on in the world besides assassinations? Director Charlie Kaufman says Hollywood has everything to do with the terrible state of world. Yeah, I mean, you pretty much have to agree with that because it's true. He was a screenwriter, John Malkovich. He wrote the screenplay adaptation of Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. And, yeah. And he just says that Hollywood sucks. Which I think we could all agree that it does. And all right, let's see here. Yeah, so people are... Look at this. After Kirk killing, Americans agree on one thing. Something is seriously wrong. That's what I mean. It's just so... You can't even really put it into words. All you can call it is evil. Just evil. Teachers, firefighters, officials fired over posts. And these are the people that are celebrating a murder. Could you imagine? Like, dude, it is so incredibly disturbing of people celebrating a murder. And one that we were able to witness and see in the blood shooting out, leaves behind 2 young kids and a wife, and people are excited about this. Dude, and these are, like I said, firefighters, teachers, surgeons. Dude, and it makes you go, oh, well, these people walk among us, and if this excites them and they're so happy about it, like if they could get away with killing someone, like poisoning someone, anything, like they would do it. I mean, that's what it seems to me. That's how I perceive it. Yeah, Civil War mentions are surging online. I mean, I went on X down and people were like, Civil War is here. It's like, dude, no, that is not the answer. That is not the way. The way is to follow Jesus, preach the Bible, and then if someone kills you, they kill you. That's the way. Seems like an insane thing to say, but that's the way, I believe. Not the killing back. Not the killing back. So, what else is going on here? AI Prophet of Doom wants to shut it all down. All right, Eliza, I don't even know how to pronounce this guy's name, has spent the past 20 years warning AI insiders of danger. Now he's making his case public. Well, yeah, dude, we've seen this happen in the movie Prophecy Terminator 2. We know what's coming. On a side note, I get probably 5 calls or more a day of spam saying that I'm pre-approved for a $50,000, $60,000 loan. I mean, in the voicemails, the amount changes all the time. It changes all the time. It changes constantly. And it's driving me mad. It really is. I've answered before and I was like, stop calling me. Never call me again. I don't know. I don't know how to, and they call from different numbers. So there's no blocking the number. It never, ever stops. I don't know what to do. Is this going to be my life? This has been going on for at least 2 months. At least 5 calls a day, 5 voicemails a day. I mean, how to make it stop. Look at this, dude. I am looking at my voicemails right now. Incredible. Like all from Tuxedo, New York, Alfred, New York, Philadelphia, Cambridge, South Salem, Mayville, McGraw, New York. Yeah, Mayville, New York. That's what it was. Fargo. Ooh, switching it up and going to the Midwest. Tannersville, New York, Mastic, New York, Riverhead, New York, Yardley, Pennsylvania, Steamboat Springs, Colorado, switching it up. And then some that are just the United States. Even one, they decided to get a number and call me from Wahoo. Look at this. I hope you had and I have your updated files are ready to review and it's nearly approved for up to $60,000 on a 60-month term. We just need a couple of things, and yeah, you'll send me the... Dude. The rage is I don't even know how to formulate. It's part of the thing is because of my head cold that I can't really function, and I can't put into words. But I also don't want to be... incited into violence because of these spam calls. I guess I'm just going to tolerate them calling me for the rest of my life 5 times every single day. Okay, I've thought of the perfect revenge. I get all the people that have been calling me, I get their personal numbers. I call them multiple times a day, at least 5. And then I just tell them I need a little bit more info, last year's tax returns, banking info, and that I will, then their 27 pallets of pudding they ordered will be delivered. And then I just constantly call them saying, we really got to get this pudding delivered. We just need a little bit more info from you, and you will have all the pudding that you've ever wanted. We know that you are waiting for this pudding, excited for this pudding, and that you need its consistency in your mouth and down into your belly. So just give me your social security number, give me your routing number, checking number, last year's tax returns, and all this pudding will be yours. You can have the pudding parties. You can watch the Cosby Show while eating the pudding. These are all the things that I'm going to say on their voicemails. So I have to get their numbers. It's something that I need. So that is my revenge plan. Get their numbers, call them about pudding until the end of days. Another thing I just want to make note of is Oasis is currently on tour, and I'm seeing clips from their shows pop up in my YouTube feed. And I just want to know what the deal with the parkas are. Like raincoats? You know how much you sweat in a raincoat? I climbed Mount Elbert in Colorado in a raincoat. I've never sweated so much in my entire life. I would pull back the sleeve because it was tight. Sweat would just run out, pour out. And they're on there. They're on the stage with those lights beating down on them. So much sweat. It's their style, though, I guess. Parkas. Parka sales have soared through the roof. I mean, the industry exists probably because of them. It brought them back from the brink. These are the rumors that are spreading like wildfire on the internets. This is the Austin Anderson Show. Subscribe to the streaming platform of your choice and preference. And I will be back Monday at 10 a.m. with this head cold over and ready just to start it all over again. Have a good weekend.